Cynhawn da, a chroeso I ddinas Cardiff ac I seremoni Radio Prifysgol Cardiff. Good afternoon and welcome to the city of Cardiff and to the graduation ceremony of Cardiff University. My name is Dr. Chris Turner. I'm the University Director on this occasion, and I'm just going to run through some of the essentials of the ceremony, so that I hope that'll add to your enjoyment of the occasion. Now, it's with great pleasure that, as University Director, I welcome you all to today's graduation ceremony. We're here, of course, to celebrate our students' achievements, and I'm particularly pleased to welcome parents, family, and friends to join in this celebration. Students, today marks a marvellous milestone in your life, as it does in the lives of those who have supported you over the last few years, and it's good to see that so many of them are here today. I'm sure it will enhance your understanding and enjoyment of the day if we spend just a few moments going through the procedures for the ceremony. Now, for those of you receiving an award today, perhaps you thought that passing your exams was the biggest challenge in gaining your degree. But I can assure you an even bigger challenge faces you today. You'll have to cross this stage without tripping over and shake hands with the correct person. Try not to seek your award from anyone other than the Vice-Chancellor, because the Vice-Chancellor is the only one who's authorised to grant your degree or diploma. Now, the University's Chair of Council, Professor Sir Keith Peters, will formally open proceedings, and the Vice-Chancellor, Dr. David Grant, will receive you to your award. Sioned Lewis will read the proclamation which will declare the formality of today's proceedings. You've already met students, the Chief Marshal, David Williams, and shortly I'll be joined here on stage by our academic staff, our presenters, our proclamation reader, and the Student Union President. To my right will sit Professor David Skilton, the university's orator, and later on in the ceremony he will introduce our Honorary Fellow. Now, honorary fellowships are awarded at our graduation ceremonies to those who have achieved international distinction in their field, and we're honoured to welcome today Professor Madalena Rollin. Now, you'll see that the words used for the various stages of the ceremony are printed in your programme under the relevant heading. So a presenter will read out the names of the students being admitted to the same award. When each name is called, the student will ascend the stage, walk towards the Vice-Chancellor and shake his hand. Now, whilst past experience has shown this to be a little more challenging than it sounds, your approach to the stage and your return to your seat will be carefully guided by the marshals. So don't worry, once the ceremony is underway, it really is a case of follow the leader. Students will then leave the stage and stand with your group facing the stage. And at that point, you will be presented by the head of school, or the Pro-Vice-Chancellor, or another presenter, and the Vice-Chancellor will formally receive students to their awards. Students then doff in reply and are then reseated by the marshals. And when all awards have been received, students will be asked to stand to receive the university's greetings. Now, in this particular ceremony, we have graduates of the health professions, and they will be asked to stand to affirm the oath, the text of which is detailed in the graduation programme. And they will also be welcomed formally into the health professions. Finally, can I remind you that St David's Hall is non-smoking? Can I please beg of you to turn off all mobile phones? And can I also invite you only to clap after the Vice-Chancellor has admitted each group of graduates to their degrees, and not as each student crosses the stage. I think this will ensure that your hands are still functioning by the end of the ceremony and will give us a better opportunity to see the groups through on the stage. So the ceremony will now proceed with the robed procession of academic staff, led by the Chief Marshal. Can I thank you for listening to me, and please do enjoy the ceremony this afternoon.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Cardiff. Welcome to St. David's Hall. To overcome the anonymity of these caps and gowns, may I first introduce myself. I am Sir Keith Peters. I'm Chair of the University's Council here in Cardiff, and it's my great pleasure to welcome you to this graduation ceremony, or congregation, as it's more accurately called. I do my work for Cardiff University because in the dim and very distant past, I too was a graduate of this university. And the values that I had instilled in me by my teachers here served me very well and continue to do so some 50-odd years later. So it gives me great pleasure to look at you young graduates, to congratulate you, to welcome you, and particularly to welcome your parents, your partners, and all those who've made it possible for you to come to this university and be rewarded as you will today. One of the things that has changed a bit since I graduated was that when I went to university, it was a period in your life that gave you a degree, which in turn gave you a ticket, as it were, to employment. What's changed is that we now live in a world where learning is a constant part of our existence in order to keep up with the rapidly changing world that we live in, the changing nature of work, the changing nature of society, and of course the changing nature of knowledge. So one of the things that I would urge you to do is to, as it were, maintain the momentum of learning that you've had during these past 3 years and carry it forward as a way of life. Now, you've been very fortunate, or rather perhaps you chose well, or maybe we chose well, in coming to a great university. Cardiff is one of the world's leading universities. It's like all universities, they're complex places, but there are two things that matter in a university. One is teaching, and we're very good at that. And the other is research, and we're very good at that. Research, which of course is the exploration of the unknown, is something that's worth pursuing in its own right. It's a natural, human way of addressing the world, saying, I don't understand this, I need to understand it. So it's justifiable in its own right. But of course, research and the discoveries that ensue from research are actually responsible for, if you like, man's mastery of the world he lives in. Things that we now take absolutely for granted, from electric light to the internet, are all the products of research. And for this country, I don't just mean Wales, but the United Kingdom, research leading to knowledge is at the heart of the industrial activity that earns the money, that pays for universities, pays for hospitals, pays for roads. And if we aren't able to do that and stay ahead of the competition, then the industries that depend upon research will go to countries that do it better. And it's very, very important that we recognize how important the research endeavor is to maintaining society as we presently know it. Now, I'm a doctor. At least I was a doctor. I retired a few years ago. And the research that I was engaged in, and my colleagues engaged in, and many of you will be engaged in, has to do with health. Research into health, again, is obviously vitally important so that we have a better understanding of all those diseases we can't currently treat. And research into health is also vitally important because it sustains the health-related industries, the diagnostic medical devices industries, the industries that make scanners of one sort or another, or make monitors that monitor you in intensive care, and of course the pharmaceutical and biotech industry that make the new drugs that are now making inroads into hitherto untreatable diseases. In Cardiff, for example, we've recently opened a major centre, £10.8 million, Cardiff University Brain and Repair Imaging Centre, called Kubrick, in the School of Psychology, which literally allows you to follow people's thoughts. Quite frightening, really, actually. A lie detector seems like quite a trivial device. But we have a concentration of imaging devices that actually open the way for understanding of that terrible group of diseases that affect mental well-being. There are many other things that I could say about this university. Perhaps the thing I will conclude by is saying that we are extremely fortunate in having, on the one hand, marvelous students knocking on our door, and on the other, a superb staff of teachers and researchers and people who oil the wheels in administration to make the university a place that you will be proud of for the rest of your days. So now, having, as it were, kicked off, an expression perhaps I shouldn't be using today, with the impending concerns of what's going to happen on Saturday, but let us now return to the ceremony with the reading of the graduation proclamation in Welsh and then English.
Nerth glad y gwybodaeth. Boed hysbys i holl aelodau'r Brifysgol ac ar hyd a lled y byd fod cynulliad o Brifysgol Caerdydd yn cael ei gynnal heddiw ym Mhrifddinas Cymru. O dan awdurdod siarter frenhinol y Brifysgol, mae'r cynulliad hwn yn cyfarfod i dderbyn y myfyrwyr sydd yn rhinwedd eu hastudiaethau a'u hysgolheictod wedi haroli'n briodol yn unol â statudau'r Brifysgol ac wedi cael yn deilwng o'i graddau. Wrth fawrygu llwyddiant y rhai sy'n graddio yn y cynulliad hwn, fe hatgoffwn o'i cyfrifoldeb i gyfrannu o werthoedd y Brifysgol hon. Nod iddynt hwy yw ceisio drwy eu cyflawniadau wasanaethu lles pawb, ymdrechu i sicrhau rhagoriaeth ym mhob peth ac yn boeni am ddyfodol ein byd. Gwrandewch yn awchus ar ddoethineb, gan ei fod yn cynnig gobaith a gwirionedd ym mhob cenhedlaeth. Nerth gwlad ei gwybodaeth, a nation's strength in its learning. Let it be known to all members of the university and throughout the world that today, in the capital city of Wales, a congregation of Cardiff University is taking place. Under the authority of the university's Royal Charter, this congregation meets to receive those students who, by virtues of this study and scholarships, have been appropriately examined according to the statutes of the university and found worthy of their degrees. We celebrate the success of those who graduate in this congregation, and in doing so, remind them of their responsibility to share in the values of this university. It is for them to seek, through their achievements, to serve the common good, to strive for excellence in all things, and care for the future of our world. Be attentive to wisdom, for it offers hope and truth in every generation.
I, Professor Anne Tucker, introduce those who've received the Award of Certificate in Education. That's post-compulsory education and training. Philip Green. Angela Pugh.
Pnawn da, good afternoon. At this point in the ceremony, and at other equivalent times, it is a tradition of the university for the Vice-Chancellor to speak in Welsh to receive each group of graduates to their awards. The Welsh phrase I will use, when translated, means, through the authority conferred upon me by the university, I receive you to the award, which I will name. Prwy awdurdod a brifysgol, ymddiriedwyd I mi derbyniaf chwi I dystysgrif mewn addysg. Congratulations. Well done.
I, Professor Anne Tucker, introduce those who've received the award of Diploma of Higher Education in Healthcare. Victoria Helena Bircher. Leslie Ann Bush. Marilyn Sylvia Humphreys. Jeanette Patterson. Ruth Silcox. Howen Ruth Wyatt. David John Anslow. Hayley Bezick. Angela Coates. Paula Conley. Teresa Ann Coomer. Carol Davis. Elizabeth Davis. Ruth Evans. Helen Nicola Higgs. Kim Elizabeth Knight. Gillian Lane.
Rwy awdurdod a brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I Diploma addysg uwch. Congratulations. Well done.
Lynn Leake. Daphne McGee. Simon James Morgan. Carol Elizabeth O'Connor. Kathleen O'Donnell. Lillian Elizabeth Ottery. Tracy Parsons. Wendy Simmons.
Rwy awdurdod a brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I Diploma addysg uwch. Congratulations, well done.
In adult nursing, Emma Claire Elizabeth Ewins. Adrian Thorpe. In children's nursing, Sean Douglas Hawkins. Deborah Jane Hurst. Helen Laura Kay.
Rwy awdurdod a brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I Diploma addysg uwch. Congratulations.
I, Professor Elizabeth Treasure, introduce those who have received the award of Diploma of Higher Education. Abigail Brake. Melissa Davis. Christine Greensmith. Jessica Hughes. Vashali Patel. Nicola Stockford. Kelly Davis. Stephanie Edwards. Hannah Griffiths. Philippa Newson. Claire Renshaw.
Rwy awdurdod a brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I Diploma addysg uwch. Congratulations, well done.
I, Professor Elizabeth Treasure, introduce those who have received the award of Postgraduate Certificate. Kimberly Baxter. Christina Knights. Amy Stillwell.
Rwy awdurdod a brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniad chwi I dystysgrif olraddedig. Congratulations. Well done.
I, Professor Elizabeth Treasure, introduce those who have received the award of Postgraduate Diploma. Ian Edward Burridge.
Rwy awdurdod a brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniad chwi I ddiploma olraddedig. Congratulations.
I, Professor Elizabeth Treasure, introduce those who have received the award of Graduate Diploma. Rohit Kirtapal. Jackie Lee.
Rwy awdurdod a brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniad chwi I ddiploma graddedig. Congratulations.
I, Professor Elizabeth Treasure, introduce those who have received the award of Postgraduate Diploma. Viviane Alice Luch. Tanya Modesto Veludo de Oliveira. Timothy Paul Abraham. Owen Michael Amos. James Philip Anthony. Zarina Michaela Patones Arnaldo. India Simone Cam. Simon Paul Davis. Hannah Naomi Gilchrist. Andrew William Gwillam. Sophie Victoria Kerr.
Rwy awdurdod a brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniad chwi I ddiploma olraddedig. Congratulations.
Robert Lane, Simon Mayle, Laura Catherine Mayle, Vari Montgomery, Kelly Slater, James Clifford Weir, Louise Elizabeth Wheeler, Rebecca Mary Wright, Emily Chasty, Catherine Fors, Oliver Charles Hughes, Delith Abbey Killen, Rhian Sarah Lewis,
Trwy awdurdod y brifysgol, a ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I ddiploma olryddedig. Congratulations.
Roberta Cicely Snape, Jennifer Helen Schvedder, Andrew John Furness, Nicola Jane Abbott, Rebecca Bufton, Daniela Francesca Ferrari, Susan Janet Forgie, Andrew Gadd, Fiona Gillard, Catherine Elizabeth Miles, Louise Rhiannoth Newbold, James Lewis Phillips Evans,
Trwy awdurdod y brifysgol, a ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I ddiploma olryddedig. Congratulations. Well done.
I, Anne Taylor, introduce those who have received the award of postgraduate certificate. Sudeep Basu. Adrina O'Donnell. Sylvia Peacock, Karen Caruana,
Rwy awdurdod a brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I dystysgrif olryddedig. Congratulations. Well done.
I, Anne Taylor, introduce those who've received the award of Postgraduate Diploma. Christine Elizabeth Rogers. Helen Beard. Taha Aldeen. Jacqueline CJM Boma Lobis. Armagan Butt. Kota Sri Dayananda. Timothy Gerald Harley. Burhan Karadagi. Vicky Mattiopolo. Rodika Mills. Hendra Wijaya Wong. David Mark Howells. Venugo Palaro Rajit Solaik.
Rwy awdurdod a brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I ddiploma olryddedig. Congratulations.
I, Professor Nigel Palastanga, introduce those who have received the award of Postgraduate Certificate. Louise Petra Perrin.
Rwy awdurdod a brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I dystysgrif olryddedig. Congratulations.
I, Professor Nigel Palastanga, introduce those who have received the award of Postgraduate Diploma. Jonathan Hugh Williams. Sin Yin Chan. Helen Louise Donovan. Fatia Hanan. Sophie Elizabeth Harding. Benny Hong Fat Tan. Clinwyn Jones.
Rwy awdurdod y Brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I ddiploma olryddedig. Congratulations, well done.
I, Professor Nigel Palestanga, introduce those who have received the award of Graduate Diploma. Martina McCarthy. Susan Gertrude Brown. Helena Maria Alia Kermakova. Sue Morgan Williams.
Rwy awdurdod y Brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I ddiploma graddedig. Congratulations.
I, Dr. William Housley, introduce those who received the award of Postgraduate Certificate in Education. Matthew Greener. Beverly Hodges. Martina Nathan. Nita Kuapawa. Dean Parsons. Alison Bailey. Mark Alexander Bond. Jessica Collier. Martin Davis. Lisa Down. Natalie Mary Flynn Nabarski. Lauren Good. Sarah Lindsay Hudson.
Rwy awdurdod y Brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I dystysgrif olryddedig mewn addysg. Congratulations, well done.
Michelle Denise Ingram. Jeanette Lynn Jones. Sian Eleanor Judd. Stacey Long. Paul McMahon. Thomas Mill. Nicola Morgan. Natasha Ryan Jones. Jenna Marie Sangan. Laura Scarf. Amelia Jane Williams. Elizabeth Alexandra Williams. Sarah Emma Wright.
Trwy awdurdod a brifysgol, ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I dystysgrif olryddedig mewn addysg. Congratulations, well done.
I, Dr. William Housley, introduce those who have received the award of Postgraduate Diploma. Alicio III Lucera Prismo.
Trwy awdurdod a brifysgol, ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I ddiploma olryddedig. Congratulations.
We now come to an important and indeed a rather solemn part of the ceremony, and that is the recital of the medical oath or pledge. Can I therefore ask all of you who have received an initial diploma or degree today in any aspect of healthcare to now stand? And can I also invite the platform party to stand, please? The oath reader will declare the oath first in Welsh and then in English, and then ask you students to agree the oath with the words, I do. Following the oath, Suzanne Hazel, representing Health Professions Wales, will formally welcome you to the healthcare profession.
I will now declare the oath first in Welsh and then in English, and then I will ask you to agree to the terms of the oath. Addawaf mai fy mlaenoriaeth cyntaf bydd gofalu am fy nghleifion. Byddaf yn garedig gyda phob claf ac ymdrechaf I gyfarthrebu yn effeithlon gyda nhw. Byddaf yn parchu urddas a'i preifatrwydd a'i hawl I gyfrannu'n llawn at benderfyniadau ynglŷn â'i gofal. Byddaf yn onest ac yn ddibynadwy bob amser ac yn parchu a diogelu gwybodaeth gyfrinachol. Ni fydd fy nghredoau personol yn amharu ar ofal fy nghleifion. Trwy gydnabod cyfyngiadau fy nghymwysedd, byddaf bob amser yn diweddaru fy ngwybodaeth am sgiliau proffesiynol. Os bydd gennyf reswm da I gredu nad wyf fi'n neud gydweithiwr yn addas I weithio, byddaf yn gweithredu'n gyflym I ddiogelu cleifion rhag perygl. Ni byddaf yn camddefnyddio fy sefyllfa broffesiynol a byddaf yn gweithio gyda chydweithwyr yn y ffordd orau lles cleifion. Yn yr holl faterion hyn, ni byddaf byth yn gwahaniaethu'n anheg yn erbyn fy nghleifion na'n cydweithwyr, a byddaf yn barod i gyfiawnhau fy ngweithredoedd iddynt ym mhob achos. Rhoddaf yr addewid yma ar fy llw yn wirfoddol ac o ddifri. I promise that I will make the care of my patients my first concern. I will be considerate to all my patients and will strive to communicate effectively with them. I will respect my patients' dignity and autonomy and their right to be fully involved in decisions about their care. At all times, I will be honest and trustworthy, respecting and protecting confidential information. My personal beliefs will not prejudice my care of patients. Recognising the limits of my competence, I will keep my professional knowledge and skills up to date. If I believe that I or a colleague may not be fit to practice, I will act quickly to protect patients from risk. I will not abuse my professional position and will work with colleagues in the ways that best serve patients. I will never discriminate unfairly against patients or colleagues, and I will always be prepared to justify my actions to them. I make this promise solemnly, freely, and upon my honour. Do you agree to the terms of the oath?
Representative of health professions in Wales, I welcome you to these healthcare professions.
Can I now invite all of you who have received your awards this afternoon to stand so that you can receive the greetings of the Chair of Council and the President of the Student Union.
Well, it's my pleasant duty to welcome you and congratulate you, having passed through this milestone in your life. Well done.
You are now members of the distinguished alumni of this university. May your association with the university be cherished and constant throughout your life, and may your care forever be for the fellowship of our university and for the welfare of all people.
Now, before you sit down, I'm sure that all you very proud graduates and diplomates this afternoon would like to join in a long-standing tradition at Cardiff at these ceremonies, and that is to pay a very special tribute to your families and friends, and indeed to the academic staff who have supported you over many years and who have helped you reach this important point in your career today. Can I therefore invite you to turn to them and to greet your family and friends and say a very special public thank you to them all, and give them an enthusiastic round of applause. Thank you. Please be seated.
Vice-Chancellor, Professor Madalena Rolin has risen to the top of her profession, and her posts in her native Sweden have included Professor of Oral and Maxillofacial Radiology at the University of Malmö, Pro-Rector of that university, and Director General of the Authority for Networking and Collaboration in Higher Education, and chairing the National Swedish Coordinating Group for Dental Research. She has been active in the Bologna process and as one-time General Secretary of the Association for Dental Education in Europe, concerned with international, professional and student mobility and with dental education the world over, from Leeds to Thailand, from Tokyo to Pennsylvania. She has an honorary doctorate from the Royal College of Surgeons of England and Cardiff has particular reason to welcome her as an honorary fellow in that she is widely cited for her joint research with our own School of Dentistry. We all, sir, crave in members of professions to which we ourselves do not belong a degree of certainty which we know to be impossible in our own. This desire for reliability becomes ever stronger when the professional in question is fast approaching our open mouth with a drill. And it is certain areas of dental dubiety that Professor Rollin has made her own. At a time when experts in the sciences and the humanities across the university have been working on image recognition and the disambiguation of visual data, she has been probing odontological uncertainties, including the apparently simple X-ray image and its importance in the more problematic field of prognostics. A notable research collaboration with Cardiff has been in treatment decisions about wisdom teeth, whether prophylactic extraction is better than waiting for possible future complications. After all, wisdom tooth extraction used to be in the top 4 most frequent dental operations in the National Health Service, in a period in which, as the poet Tennyson might well have said, knowledge comes, but wisdom tarries. The project was cutting edge in its investigation of the limits of the diagnostic skills of practicing dentists. Among tests used was the so-called receiver operator test, which was developed during the Second World War to assess how well radar operators could identify aircraft on their screens amid the snowstorm of interference. A curious example, sir, of how one domain of activity can contribute to the alleviation of human misery and the advance of humane knowledge in another. Madalena Rollin was brought up near the national stud of Sweden at Fluinge, near Lund, and horses have played a large part in her life. In the late 60s, with her future husband Bertil, who is with us today, and friends, she founded a celebrated riding club for undergraduates named the Hippodonts. Now she and her husband channel their love of large quadrupeds into raising the particularly hefty breed of Simmentaler bulls, the true descendants of the famous spotted cattle of Switzerland. But amidst the horse and the bull cults of Northern Europe, sir, the goddess Flora is not forgot. For Professor Rollin's real hobby is gardening, and she is reported to be ever tending and expanding her garden. We are happy that she has decided to root one of her tendrils in Cardiff University. Anrhydeiddes ys ganghellor, caflwyna fi ti yr athro Madalena Rollin fel cymrawd anrhyddedd Prifysgol Caerdydd.
Trwy'r awdurdod a roddwyd I mi gan y cyngor derbaniad di fel cymrawd anrhyddedd Prifysgol Caerdydd. Congratulations.
I wish to thank you from the bottom of my heart for giving me an honorary fellowship. This is a true milestone of my life, but it's also a sign of the long and successful collaboration between the Schools of Dentistry of Cardiff and Malmö. My sincere thanks go to Cardiff University, the School of Dentistry, and particularly to my colleagues here who have been devoted to our collaboration for so many years, and thereby creating this arena of mutual benefit.
In my mind, I share this honour with other members of our team in Malmö. And I therefore extend my gratitude to my colleagues in Malmö, and in particular to Professor Cardiff Glantz, who introduced me to this collaboration with you all. And I'm very delighted that he and my husband, Bertil, can be with me on this great occasion. This very good international collaboration between Cardiff and Malmö is a good example of one of the added values of academic life. To all diplomats and graduates, I want to say that I therefore give you the advice to engage yourself in such collaboration in your respective fields. Europe, and for that sake the entire world, is open to you. And naturally, I hope that some of you will include Sweden, Malmö, in your international voyage. In conclusion, I once again thank you for this great honour and promise to engage myself even more in the collaboration between Cardiff University and Malmö University, and make sure that in the future there's a continuation of the flow and exchange of ideas between our staff members and students, and thus strengthening the bonds of friendship. Thank you very much.
I now have the duty to draw these proceedings to a close. This is a great occasion for the university. It's great to see you graduate. And as you go into the world on voyages of collaboration, as we've just heard, I know that you'll take with you happy memories of your time here, confident that the work that you've done here will contribute to your lives, and that you will take also a determination to use your talents in the service of humanity. I wish you all every success in the future. Good luck.